The story begins when my wife, a former military officer, and I decided to settle down in a beautiful lakeside community governed by a strict homeowners association, HOA. We had carefully chosen the area, loving the tranquility and scenic views it offered. We were both excited about this new chapter of our lives, but we quickly discovered that the HOA had a reputation for being overly controlling. One day after moving into our new home, we were approached by one of the HOA board members, a woman known for her aggressive attitude. She was immediately upset upon seeing my wife, who had just returned from a military deployment. The HOA Karen, as she was often called by neighbors, made several remarks about how our property didn't meet certain HOA guidelines, though they seemed trivial to us. As the conversation escalated, she demanded that we make immediate changes to the house's appearance. It was then that my wife calmly explained her military background and politely informed the woman that her actions were not only inappropriate, but possibly unlawful. At that point, the HOA Karen's behavior took a sudden and alarming turn. She whipped out her phone and began calling the police, claiming that we were violating community rules and that there was no way we could be permitted to stay in the neighborhood without complying. We were taken aback. Why was she so bent on causing trouble for us? The cops arrived within minutes, and the situation started to feel like a scene from a bad movie. But as soon as the officers arrived and saw my wife's military ID, their demeanor changed instantly. They stood at attention and acknowledged her service. The Karen froze, realizing that her attempt to escalate the situation had backfired. The officers, respectful and understanding, asked her to step aside and assured us there was no legal issue with our moving in. In fact, the cops went as far as to inform her that she had overstepped her authority. Her face flushed with embarrassment, but it was clear that she had underestimated us. After the incident, the neighbors who had witnessed the whole thing expressed their support for us. Some even hinted that Karen had a history of bullying new residents. Despite the rocky start, we felt a sense of pride. Not only had we stood our ground, but my wife's military background had earned us the respect and support of the law. We went on to enjoy our home without further interference from the HOA Karen, knowing that some battles are won not through confrontation, but by having the right knowledge and background on your side.